Welcome everybody to the Renovated Thinking Podcast.
Hey.
We got over here, we got Ray.
Yeah.
We got Ray, we got Jade.
Yeah, we in the house.
We here, we got today we colorful, man. We usually come out with the dark colors, but today
You bright.
Today we bright, man. So I don't usually do this. It's my first time wearing this, but yeah. So yeah, man, but
Miss y'all. We miss y'all.
Yeah, because you know, honestly, this whole podcast, everything that we're doing right now, is getting better and better by the week.
Hey.
And yeah, I'm really liking how everything is coming out and coming to fruition, man. You know, everybody. I just want to say, you know, being part of this group, that I just want to put that out there that I appreciate you guys. And definitely also the two people that's behind the camera, Thandy and Derek.
Right.
Can't do anything without them. So.
Right.
Yeah, man. So
We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. This whole team. There's no weak link in this room, man. I'm telling you, we all putting in work, you know, to make this come out the way that, you know, it's planned. So that's good.
Appreciate y'all too, all the listeners, all the viewers. Everyone that's supporting us and sticking by us and sharing us and all that good stuff, man. We appreciate y'all too. And let us know if y'all have any comments, concerns, all that good stuff. We got you.
Yeah. So like, share, subscribe, you know, but definitely share. You know, don't be you know, don't hold this content to yourself.
Right.
Let people know about us, you know, so they can watch and they can eat, you know, at our table as well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, cool. Scroll.
Right.
Yeah.
Spread the word, y'all.
Oh, that's what's up. I'll take that scroll. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we good. So first of all, how's everybody doing? As I always ask.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing.
Yes, definitely. I'm not a big fan of complaining. I think today is every day is a good day.
Every day is a good day.
You know, sometimes some days are better, some days are not so good, but keep smiling, keep going through the day. Man, hey, I'm here, right?
Amen. Amen.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm blessed, man. Had a busy week, you know, got some things planned. Trying to form this poll pickup for the students. So we're gonna see how that work out. So that's what we doing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're trying to set up something to where we can deal with transportation, Linden transportation for voting. We're gonna be, you know, hopefully partnering with some people, but regardless, you know, the fact that we're planning to do it, we gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen, you know, regardless of who's involved. So yeah, we're gonna get that done. We're gonna have a whole lot of other stuff going on that we're gonna be announcing in the near future. I'll hold my tongue now, but
yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. So as far as me, man, I'm good. Today's been a busy day. You know, definitely with business that I do. From, you know, not even, you know, here has been the least of it, to be honest. It's really been business, period. I don't like being on the phone. If you know me well, you know, like I don't, when you're somebody who, you know, I'm trying to have a good conversation with, I probably haven't talked to you in a little minute. Like, I'm not saying I always dread being on the phone, because that's not true, but like when I have my limits, and when I go through a day where I know I've been on the phone all day, sometimes I'm just like,
genuine conversation isn't really wanted.
Yeah, genuine or business conversation. Yeah. Conversation.
Like,
period.
no offense to anybody, just you're not with it in the moment. You know,
you're not with it in the moment, bro. Yeah. Sometimes you get, I don't know. I'm a person, like, I like to meet up with people and, you you know,
face-to-face interaction,
face-to-face interaction, being because I'm not with that. So
certain conversations is meant for in person or over the phone.
Yeah, and I'm real big on
FaceTime,
that.
or at least FaceTime. Certain conversations you shouldn't text.
Yeah, Like I be like, I tell people, I call them on the phone. I be like, yo, there's a conversation I want to have with you.
Right.
And they be like, all right, let's have it. I be like, nah, I think we should do that in person.
Right. Exactly.
People get nervous when they hear that.
I don't like FaceTime. I honestly, I get irritated. Somebody call me and be like, bro, what? What?
First of all, you're very lucky if you call me on FaceTime and I answer the first time. I don't answer nobody. Like, if you FaceTime me out of nowhere, bro,
I'm going to press in.
I'm going to press in and I will regular phone call.
Be like, what?
What's going on? What you
Right.
what you got going on? Like, I don't do, and that goes for everybody, bro. It don't matter.
It don't matter who you are.
You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing personal. It's just how I am. For some reason, I don't go down that route, man. So yeah.
I think you were one of the main people I be on the phone with, and anytime we talk, it's usually business.
Yeah. which is funny because I was just talking to Thani about that because, I called Thani and I was like, man, how you doing? Like, for real, like, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, we gonna have to catch up because Ray is one person who is a close friend of mine, but for a while now, probably for a good couple years, we're always working on projects together. It's different projects here and there. Now, me and Ray, we work together more than we ever did. But we used to always work together. So when we do, I could say one thing about us is that when we both get focused on getting to something, on reaching completion, we both get so focused. So sometimes we do so much business and we talk so much business, we forget we friends for a second. And we got to sit back and be like,
wait,
what's good?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Yeah.
Just too focused.
Too focused, man.
Yeah.
And for I have a lot of good friends who I like to work with as well. So that's something that I have to balance. And every now and then I'd be like, me and you need to catch up. Like, no business talk, just a personal conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So
it's necessary.
Mm-hmm. So we gonna get to the topic today. Today the topic is breaking procrastination before it breaks you. Breaking procrastination because procrastination is a situation. It's something that can literally break your situation. You know what I'm saying? And it will keep you from being able to do things and to advance the way that you're meant to advance. So that's what I wanted to talk about, y'all. Talk to you guys about today. So when it comes to procrastination, what's your personal experience with? Because we all guilty. Let's not act like we're not guilty to procrastination because we all done it.
Everybody does it. Everybody does it. No matter what it is, what the situation is, what you're going through, why you're doing it. I personally feel like the reason we procrastinate, it all depends on how we feel.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on emotion because we don't procrastinate just to procrastinate.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something that we're feeling in the moment, whether we do it consciously or unconsciously. And if you do it unconsciously, that means there's an underlying reason as to whatever you got going on, but you trying to get away from it. Just like if you got high school students, for example.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that we never liked doing, was the homework. The homework or essay. Something simple as that, we would push until the last minute versus maybe a personal matter as something with family, something serious. What you can do is, without realizing it, if you're already a busy person, you're the type of person to pile stuff on without realizing that you're doing it. So that's more like an unconscious. So you're procrastinating without actually realizing that you're procrastinating
Mm.
because you're trying to avoid the situation, but you don't know that.
Right. Yeah. And that's the type of procrastination that people don't really talk about. There's a lot of
Yeah.
parts of, there's a couple types of procrastination that people don't usually discuss, because when people hear procrastination, they think about, oh, I could do this, but
I just push it back.
yeah,
Yeah.
just
But like, I don't really feel like it, or avoiding it.
and that is common. That is That is
Yeah.
a common part of procrastination, but in my opinion, it's far from where that ends. There's a whole spectrum of different types of procrastinators and people's thought processes and what goes on psychologically to cause people to procrastinate. So what we're gonna do today, I want us to kind of do a run through about the different parts of procrastination, kind of run through that spectrum, and then that's when we get into breaking procrastination. I want to hear y'all personal viewpoints as far as how y'all feel like people should break the procrastination that they go through based off of your own experience.
To the resolution,
This
basically.
is something new though, because I think not too many of us knew that there were different types of procrastination.
No, I didn't know.
No, we didn't know. I didn't know because we did. I had to do research procrastination. When I realized there was some things that I realized, I was like, oh,
Right.
like that's
Just one word, one meaning, right?
mm,
No, that's
far
not true.
from, far from. So, how about you when it comes to just procrastination in general? What's your personal experience with procrastination?
Well, personally, I feel like I'm kind of one of those procrastinators where it feels like and it seems like I can hold things off till the last minute at times and I still get a positive result, which can lead you to be comfortable in procrastinating because you start forming a habit of waiting until the last minute, and even though you may have to improv some things and kind of smooth things over, but everything always end up on point. So you like, why should I stop doing this? Because it's working.
So you work well under pressure, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
And now I've noticed that because it's not just me. Because I remember when I was in college, me and all my brothers would do the same thing. Like we all, even like when we corner events together, like it'd be times when we would kind of neglect things, and then once it's like a couple days, we gotta hurry up and get it done. Then when we get it done, just the nick of time, and then the event come off extravagant. Everybody like, oh my God, it's such a wonderful event, and we like, hell yeah, we barely got it off, but we made it. So it was just crazy, especially when you with a team of people who basically procrastinate the same way. Like but it ended up on point though. You can ask my colleagues; they know.
yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
But that's something but like I used to tell them in our meetings, if we planned this on the fly the way we did, imagine if we would properly put our energy towards it and do it the correct way. Do it the correct way as far as promoting, doing the correct way as far as planning everything. Imagine how better it would be in our potential.
Because it doesn't always go well.
Yeah. Sometimes it will go left, and everybody looking crazy with egg on their face, like.
Yeah, and it's all procrastination or doing something that you're not accustomed to doing.
Yeah.
Because when you're a creative, when you're a natural creative, you will step into pools that you've never experienced before all the time. Because being creative is going to always put you in rooms that you've never been with before. You're walking to be like, oh, that's what we're doing now? Well, okay. Since this is what it is, you step into it.
A whole new world.
And sometimes stepping into those new worlds will and it'll put you in a position where you're supposed to do things that you're just not used to doing. You could be like, oh, I'm not the type of person to talk to people. You're creative. You can go and take a canvas, and in 20 minutes you could create something that's just so on point. When people look at it like they're wowed by your work, and you know that in the world of art that you have to speak up and be able to explain why your content is the way that it is, because everybody, we're going to use art as an example. Everybody can, they can take content, they can look at it and perceive it a different way.
Right.
And that's what, in that industry, that's what they do a lot. They let you look at it, and it's just like, what do you think when you see this image, when you see this painting? And they ask you, and it brings out different things, and that's what I've seen artists do. So that'll cause you to be in a place where if somebody wants to buy your painting, and say you're up and coming, and they come up to you and you want to sell your painting, and they come to you, they'll ask you all type of questions. They'll put you in a position where you need to not only paint something well, but you need to know exactly how you perceive it, exactly what message you're trying to give off. You got to know, you got to learn how to talk to people, even if that's not something that you naturally do. Yeah. And, being in that art world and making your way out and expanding is something that's, it's ever evolving. Yeah. And with the whole thing of procrastinating on certain things that, you have to touch upon, I'm saying as a creative, because we target a lot of creatives, and this not the place. Like you just
be mute.
For you to be mute, for you to just
push it off.
For
you to
brush that thing off, let it
be
go.
in your head. Because when you in your head, that's when you procrastinate.
That's when you procrastinate.
And like you said, for ones who don't really speak that much or aren't really used to it, I think another reason people can procrastinate or try to just avoid doing certain things or is simply because they're insecure. I speak from experience. Me personally, that's how I was until I realized I'm never gonna get anything done if I keep doing this. So it how it was is because I was always the type to not want to be in front of crowds, no matter who it was. I wouldn't even want to do it in front of one person simply because 2 pairs of eyes was on me. I didn't want that. I didn't want anybody looking at me. So what I would do was, I would act like, okay, I'm gonna get this done, cool, but I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Then it got to the point where if I don't do it, I don't have to go up and present. That's procrastination. That is a very severe case of procrastination. To the point where you don't do what you're supposed to do, and that's just it. Let me tell you, I used to fail. I used to fail for that, and you don't get sympathy from people just for procrastinating. They don't care. Nobody cares. That's on you. So if you don't get through whatever you need to get through in order to do what you need to do, you're not going to get anywhere. And I'm not saying that it's easy, because it's not. It's something that you have to build. It's something that you have to get used to. You have to. This is something that you have to practice in order to become better at it. And for people who are insecure about anything that they do or being in front of people, that's you just gotta you gotta help yourself out. help yourself out, and start at least talking to yourself. Be like, yeah, I can do this. You know?
Exactly.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah. You know?
Got to.
Do yourself a favor. Because if it continues, by the time I got to college, one thing I said, I'm not gonna take the same habits that I had in high school to college, and I didn't, because I was serious, man. That's a whole different ball game, man. You moving from people who are on your butt constantly to ones who would be like, all right, if you don't do it,
it's your business.
Well,
that's you.
We got our
different
money.
Professors. You got some professors that care too much, and you got some that just don't care. Just there for the check.
But they look at you. By the time you graduate high school, first of all, they already look at you as adults. They're trying to prepare you for the world. So once you hit college, you're not a kid anymore. They look at you as an adult. You are an adult. You hit 18, 19, all right, bet. If you can't get what you need to get done, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. That's on you. So that procrastination is serious, but you got to get a hold of it.
Right. Because professors, I don't know the answer to this question, but do professors get, any slack from people up higher for their students, for how their students perform in college?
In college,
if a professor just happens to have a class of 40 people, and for some reason their numbers as far as how well their students do, like pass or fail, just say simply pass or fail.
I know it's monitored for a fact.
It's monitored, but do they get flack for having?
I think it depends on the situation. Because say if you have like a class full of students and none of them pass, and then they like file a complaint on you.
Right.
Now now they got to
something
do investigation because they're like, how all these students failed.
There's no way.
Now
if all of them fail and then no one complains, then they may not say nothing because maybe it just was but yeah.
It's possible that all of them are just lazy.
Yeah, and that's possible too. No. Real talk. Because there'll be times where we'll start off with like 50 people in the class. Then by midterms, you have like 30, 25. And then by finals, you have about 10, maybe 20 out of 50. So.
Because even in college, you have an option to come to class.
Exactly.
They don't tell you. Yeah, they tell you need to be in class. But if you not in class, you're not going to get a parent call home. Where is your child?
I think that's how they trick you. Not gonna lie. That's how they trick you. You have a choice to come to class, but if you don't, you're still gonna fail. Peace, and I'm gonna kick you out. So I think that's a trick.
Miss class a couple times if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ain't no couple times. There's only a certain amount of times you can miss. After that, you're done.
When I say a couple, I literally mean a couple.
Literally,
Yeah, literally a couple.
But definitely in general, like not just school. But that's anywhere, any workplace, any project that you might be working on as an individual. Honestly, anywhere or anything that you do, there's always consequences when you avoid or put something off.
I feel like you should also communicate because, like you said, the reason why you procrastinated is because of your... I'm guessing the lack of confidence, basically lack of confidence within self,
right?
Which is understandable. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, or some people have that situation where they need to gain confidence within themselves, in order to be full, in order to be fulfilled and reach their full potential. So, like prime example, a drama teacher. I had a drama teacher that I was basically a similar way. I would try to stay in the background. I would always try to do back production, even though everyone would tell me, "Oh, you have the potential to do this and do that," as far as being out in the front. But I was just shy. I was timid. I didn't have a lot of confidence within myself. But if I possibly would have spoke up and told the teacher how I felt and how I feel about the situation, she possibly could have helped me get over that fear. But because I kept it to myself, and she probably never even knew that was the reason. She probably just thought, oh, he just don't want to do it. But that wasn't the case. I just didn't have confidence within myself. And so because my mouth was closed, I didn't get fed the knowledge to gain that confidence. It took for me to graduate and go to college for me to really gain and see what type of power that I really hold within myself.
Yeah.
That's the same, definitely. Sometimes the thing is, either it can be within yourself, or it does take that certain person to kind of help you out and allow you to realize what you can do, what you're capable of.
Right.
You know.
And definitely, I feel like drama teachers are in the perfect position to bring out things in certain kids that they don't know have it in themselves. Because if I was a drama teacher, I'll be like, listen, at some point in time in this year, everybody getting on stage as an actor or actress. Everybody's going to be on stage at some point doing something. You know, everybody's going to learn how to improv. And because that brings out, you know, people having, you know, learning something about themselves that, you know, they didn't know before. A stage can really do that for people in a way that, you know, other places really can't. You know what I'm saying? Stage, not just acting, just being on a stage in front of people, period, will and being in front of an audience can teach you a lot of different things. But so like to piggyback off of what Ray was saying, there's a difference. You know, the two spectrums, the two sides of the spectrum would be a procrastinator and what I like to call a powerful manifester. And I've been training myself to become a powerful manifester. What a powerful manifester is, there's some people who have done some amazing things, some big things in their life, and that's because they try, and they may fail. They'll fail a whole lot more times than they succeed, but, you know, they still get through. I feel like there's a very, very small number of people, not extremely small, but, you know, compared to the general population, extremely low percentage, probably less than 1% of people who I can say, like, you're a powerful manifester. Like, once you decide, I'm going to make this happen, or I'm going to start this, or for some reason, you bring life into it. You take light and you put it into it every time that you say, this was going to get done. Mm-hmm. Some people have that, and you don't, you know, you're not that's going to be a topic that we get into in the future on this podcast. You know, that's an episode title, you know, becoming a powerful manifester. And with that, you know, you can go from being a procrastinator to becoming a powerful manifester, because at the end of the day, I tell people like this, because a lot of people come to me and they have that procrastination issue. And what I tell them, I'm just like, yo, there is over 1,000, there's thousands of people that want the same thing that you want.
What makes you different? What makes you special?
Listen, there's people out here to rip your dream right from your chest. Take it right out.
And they keep moving
and go
like
take that life for themselves.
Right.
So why would you put yourself in a position? It's like running a race. You put yourself on a line, you go ahead and just for example, if you want to play basketball, do you know how many kids out here in this country alone want to make the NBA?
Right.
Do you know how many jobs are in the NBA, bro?
Just like you said,
there's less than 500. There's less than 500 slots on a roster for the NBA. But do you know how many kids not only want to be in the NBA but expect to be in the NBA? And I'm not saying that, you know, but it's really about when you get in, you have to be able to understand that there's a certain amount of things that you're going to have to put in. There's certain things you're going to have to do that those other thousands of kids are not willing to do.
Right. Staying hungry is
to
one
get
of them.
in places.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, listen, there has been situations, there's been places where, okay, you have a team of 15 kids. There's 15 basketball players, or let's say there's 60 football players on a team, right? And the coach tells you, okay, every day after school at 5 p.m., you need to be here in practice, right? You go to practice. Everybody is complaining about what they have to do in practice. It's easy for energy to move around and allow you to feel like, dang, I really don't want to be here. I'm feeling whatever everybody else feeling, man. I don't feel like, man, running them suicides on the football field. I ain't gonna lie, I done it before. I could say it feel like hell. I ain't gonna lie. But when all your teammates is in your ear saying that they don't want to do it,
Right.
before you even took your first step in that suicide, mentally you out.
Right.
You're gonna be tired from the get-go. Why? Because you're in a space, whether you do it to yourself or other people do it to you, and even if other people do it to you, it's still up to you, because nobody carries the responsibility to make things happen for you. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to going into procrastination, choosing to take it out of yourself, there's a certain level of understanding that you have to have for yourself and what you want for yourself. You have to really grasp the reality of what you're asking God for. You have to grasp the reality of that. Because if you say, I want to be the greatest this and I want to be the greatest that, do you know what the word greatness means?
Right.
Do you know what the word greatness means? If you want to be the greatest or one of the greatest at anything that you do, there is going to have to be things that you are willing to do.
And sacrifices.
Sacrifices that you're willing to make, that those other people that want what you want aren't willing to make.
Right.
And when you find yourself not taking sacrifices that you know you should make, but you're just like, nah, I'm not going to do it, know that somebody else is doing it.
Right.
And at any given moment that they're going to take your place.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Nothing waits for you.
That's the main
Nothing
thing.
at all.
Someone is in the same position you are, or trying to be where you are, and can possibly take your position. And that's how you always should be working at all times. Even if you you could be the greatest boxer of all time. That's fine. If you continue to box, guess what? Somebody right now is working to take your spot. Somebody's working to take your belt. And as soon as you go and have 1 month of break and eat whatever you want and don't work out, guess what? They've been working out. They've been getting right. They have the advantage.
Yes. And that is a thing, because when you reach that place, when you reach that place, that doesn't mean that it's time to fall back. That means it's time to work on your regimen and continue to, because when you're doing stuff like sports, we all know father time exists. And no matter what you do, it's going to get to you. But you have control over how fast it gets to you. And it depends on how you take care of yourself. For example, you have a LeBron James, and, the man is in his 17th season, and it don't look like he in his 17th season at all. Why? Because when he reached a place where he was the best in the world at what he do, his regimen expanded, how he took care of his body, what he invested into himself to make sure he was good on a nutritional standpoint, on a physical, on a fitness standpoint, and everything above. That put him in a position where he was willing to work in a way that other NBA players aren't used to. They're not used to doing it, but he's going to do it anyway. Why? Because he wants to stay the best. Right. That's why, if you look at it, like I'm not saying he's, I ain't even going to get into that topic of, greatest, because no. But what I will say is that on a level of giving yourself the most, amplified, giving yourself the best amplification, that comes from a LeBron more than I've seen from any other athlete, from being for somebody who was on Sports Illustrated, at 16, all the way to now being 35 and still being where he at today. You know what I'm saying? That's a true example of trying to be the best and remain the best. But before you even get through that, and you can always begin, and no matter what level of procrastination that you're going through, you can reach that place of powerful manifestation, you can reach that place of being the greatest at what you do. You can reach that place. And that's why we're here to try to motivate you to get to that place, to get up and get to where you want to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna take work, and honestly, procrastination is a thing that for the main part, you just gotta get yourself out of your head sometime.
And part of that is motivation,
Yeah.
motivating yourself.
And sometimes your circle can help you as well. You know, like we talked about in the previous episode, you know, sometimes you have to have that circle, that support system that kind of snaps you out of that comfort zone. You know, like, yo, what's going on with your business? Oh, you taking a hiatus? That's fine. So when you gonna get back to it? It's about that
Trying to
time.
keep you on your toes.
You know what I'm saying? Keep you on your toes. That's what real friends do. Real friends is gonna keep you right. Real friends not gonna be like, oh yeah. Oh, you taking a break? Well, that's good. Come on, let's go party.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't worry about that. You ain't need to do that anyway. A real friend gonna make sure gonna support you in your goal. They're gonna embrace you in your goal. They're gonna try to give you pointers and give you ways to improve as a person. And if they can't, they just gonna support you from afar and support you and leave it alone, not tear you down or give you advice when they don't even have no experience in it. Like if you don't have no experience, sometimes the best thing to do is just say good job and leave it alone.
Exactly. So let's go deep into. There's 4 things that we have noted, 4 different types of procrastinators, just to run through it and give y'all a good idea of how that's ran. So I'll give the first one that's listed here, which is the what Drade was talking about, the pressure procrastinator.
One who performs better under pressure.
Yeah, you feel like you perform better under pressure, so you purposely give yourself till last minute to do things, and you're comfortable in doing that to yourself. Okay, so breaking that, have you felt like you've been able to break that? Or are you still in that sometimes?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I'm still in it sometimes. I'm not gonna, fake the funk and say I'm not. But I feel like one way I know how, because I used to do that in class a lot. Like she was saying in high school. In high school, I really didn't care. I was just I felt like the work didn't, other than math, really all the other work didn't really challenge me. I just kind of went through this breeze through school. But once I went to college, I made a conscious decision that I was going to put forth maximum effort in everything, in classes and in the social part of college. So one thing, when I was in college, I didn't have a vehicle, and I lived at least like 10 miles away from the school. So we had to take a shuttle or the city bus. So what I would do is I would not leave the campus until I finished my work, all of it, that I could do. So that way I knew it was done. Because I know once I get to the house, I'm good. I don't have to worry about nothing. I'm chilling. You feel me? But that's one way I kind of, and it worked. Because I made the dean's list multiple times from that method, So it worked. It worked for me, like that's what I used to tell my mentees too. Like, yo, if you get some assignment, get some work, just knock it out. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's kind of hard, you get your colleagues, y'all come together, meet in the lab, y'all work together. Because at the end of the day, network is key, especially in college, bro. Network is key, and you never know who may have the keys you need to open a certain door that you had to knock down. You was kicking down, you was trying to get in, and they sitting here right next to you with the key. All you had to do is ask, hey, yo, you got the key to this? And they be like, yeah, right here. But you didn't even know because you kept your mouth closed. You have to network, So that's one thing I can say. It helped me as far as procrastination is just to open up and try to get things done ahead of time. Soon as I get them, while they fresh on my mind, because sometimes we can get overwhelmed with life. We have so many things going on in life, as far as personal life, professional life, family life, everything. There's just so much things going on swirling around in your head. Like people fail to realize, and meditate. Meditate. Like real talk. When do your mind ever take a break? Somebody told me one time when you sleep. No, your mind do not stop when you
Your
sleep.
mind does not take a
Your
break.
mind continues to work as you sleep. So
That's
when
why
do
we
your
dream,
mind
right?
exactly? So when do your mind really take a break? You have to meditate, because if you don't, you will overwork your mind, and that's how you have a mental breakdown. So I suggest you take a time to meditate. It will also help you when it comes to procrastination, because then you can organize your thoughts better. You can be more calm and take things in more when you in a better headspace. But when you have everything always swirling in your mind all the time, you can't always process things and can't always react to certain things the way you want to, because you have so many things going on. Think about it. You could have just got into a fender bender, or almost got into a fender bender. You woke up late. Your alarm clock didn't go off. Your kids didn't go to school. One of them went to school with the left foot and then had the right foot. Then they called you and told you they was late for class. Now you just, so now you late for work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take time sometimes, and just, even in 5 minutes, you're already late.
Yeah.
You're already late. You might as well meditate for a good 5 minutes before you mess around and snap on somebody at work. I'm just saying, or your manager coming at you sideways, you're going to be ready to get fired. So you need to take a step, meditate, you know what I'm saying? I listen to Liquid Silk, so I suggest, you can Google it if you want to. It's some wonderful meditational music, but it helps. Some people like music, some people don't. You just have to find your niche, find what makes you comfortable when it comes to meditation. But I suggest it.
Even if it's peace and quiet.
Exactly, yes.
Like, even if you rushing, doing whatever you need to do, and you rushing, take a break. Take a break. Just like 2 minutes. Just sit down, calm down for a little bit, and go over. All right, I gotta get this. I need this. Okay, I got that. You get what I'm saying? Go over. Like, if you got a list in your head, go over it, but don't do it so quickly. Like to the point where it's like, all right, boom, I gotta get this done. Gotta get that done. All right, just calm down and relax.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like you need a checklist. You know what I'm saying? Like physically written down. Just like like prime example, how many people go shopping with no checklist and get everything they need? Really be realistic with yourself. Yo, I need 20, 25 things. You have it in your head. But once you get to that store, if you don't have it written down, I could almost guarantee you're not going to get all 25 things unless you have like a photographic memory or something like.
Guilty.
And even then, exactly. So if you can't do it with something as simple as a grocery list, how can you really realistically expect yourself to get all your life goals and your life achievements done in an efficient way and it's not written down?
Which that's why it's suggested to everybody. Oh, and that helps with procrastination. Bro, get a planner. Get a planner, man.
It does.
I have my weeks. Mapped out before. I don't do too many. When it comes to what I have to get done, things I have to get done from a business standpoint, I don't move by the day. I move by the week. Every Friday, I go into my planner. I'm just like, okay, this is what needs to be done. I need to have these meetings. I need to do this and that, and I figure all of that stuff out ahead of time. So I don't really move on an unexpected tip when it comes to business, and I give myself an expectation of what I want to get done,
and when it needs to get done,
when it needs to get done, like it needs to be done that week,
right?
And also when you do that, and this is let's get into really in depth on breaking procrastination before we put a cap on the episode. In my personal opinion, how I feel like you break procrastination, you start off with getting that planner. Whatever you do, you don't have to be a business person to have a planner. You can be a student. If you're a student, you should have a planner.
Yeah, I suggest it.
You know what I'm saying? So have that planner first of all. That's how you start off. Just go to the store, buy one.
Or the bookstore.
Go to the bookstore, go to Barnes & Noble, go to Walmart, do whatever you got to do, go get one. So when you go and you get one, you have to realize, okay, what are the things that I need to get done, this month or
A priority.
or, this semester. What do I expect to achieve? Everybody lives different lives, so I'm not gonna get too specific on that stuff. But work on your efficiency. Efficiency tells a lot.
Right.
Efficiency tells a lot.
Yep.
Not how much you're able to get done in a week or in a month, but on an efficient level, how much did you get done compared to how much you expected
Yeah.
to get done? Because if you have, say there was, I told you 10 different things that I was able to do this month, you'd be like, dang, you had a good month. But if I told somebody else who was probably closer to me and closer in my circle, oh, I got this, and that done, but they knew that I had 25 things that I expected to do this month,
Right.
but there was only 10 that got done, they'll be like, well, what happened to the other 15? You're not being efficient enough, clearly. And you'll know that about yourself if you're really able to look in yourself and figure that out. So breaking procrastination, start to just work on your efficiency. If you know I need to get this done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so on, just look at that and be like, okay, I need to get all this stuff done. Let me plan this out this week in a way where I won't stress myself out and I can get all of this done. And push yourself not to procrastinate. Not saying that you won't. Not saying that you won't procrastinate all week, but push yourself as much as you can to not procrastinate. Keep in touch with your efficiency. And when you keep in touch with your efficiency, those numbers will be right in your face. And it'll tell you, hey, when it comes to how good you are executing, you're only 35% good. And when you know that, and that number is in your face, it'll probably bring a different effect out of you. It brought a different effect out of me. That's why I'm advising it. So when I saw, honestly, for me, I'll tell you, for me, it was 65. The first time I ever, took calculation of my efficiency and I really looked, I was 65. I was like, dang, that's a D. 65 is not good. That's not a pass.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, it got to get better. And it got better over time because I kept getting in touch with it. And yes, I procrastinated. I procrastinated a lot more than I procrastinate now. Do I procrastinate now? I won't say I don't at all, but it's very limited and it's nowhere near how it was before.
Right.
And that's why when I expect to get something done in a week, honestly, I can say lately, it gets done. It gets done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't put no crazy stuff out there. As far as what you expect, I ain't saying nothing's crazy. Nothing is crazy. Nothing is crazy.
You never know.
But give yourself checkpoints. Work on those checkpoints. Take it a day at a time.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be a professional, I don't know. If you want to be a professional,
Whatever.
At anything.
Whatever.
Professional.
and
Reach
you
that
want to be
level.
top notch, don't get into your head too much about being top notch one day, because you will tear yourself apart mentally if you think about that.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna keep it real with you. When you get to that point when you're top notch, you will not have to claim it. People will claim it for you. People are going to tell you you are the best. You won't have to claim it. Others are going to claim it for you. It's going to get to a point where because most people, especially when you're humble, you're like, top notch? Nah, chill. And after a while, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to have to take this on and just admit it to myself. I'm one of the best.
I've
what
reached
it
the
is.
level that I wanted to reach.
Yeah.
Don't mean you can't, go further.
Yeah. You should always have the urgency to grow in your, as long as you have youth.
Right.
Not
You know
even
what I'm saying?
that. Just as long as you're here on this earth, man, you should always try to progress.
progress in yourself. Progressing yourself definitely. Because me, I know. I always told myself, I was like, yeah, when I live for being a creative and being in entertainment, and I'll be feeling like I'd be doing that to the day I drop. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I think to myself, I'd be like, damn, maybe when I'm 80, 85, I'll just let things run. I'll calm down. Just enjoy the rest of the days that God give me. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But as far as where I am now, I'm young, I'm thriving, and I'm out here. I'm out here. So ain't no time. So we could take 5 more minutes. It's fine. I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to kind of touch on. I wanted to touch on what you was talking about. As far as damn, I forgot what you said.
What I said.
Being efficient.
Yeah, and not for when you don't get something done, and you know you haven't gotten it done. There is another type of procrastination. The people who kind of talk negatively about themselves for not getting
Mm-hmm.
something done, not achieving their goal.
Mm.
Self-deprecating.
Self-deprecating. Yeah, we didn't really touch.
And I think
we got to do a part 2 to this.
Yeah,
I'm
we
feeling
we could quickly go through that though.
Yeah, but that's a serious one because I honestly think that leads into very serious I don't want to go too deep into it, but very serious mental as far as when you talk so negatively about not getting something done or just not being able to get to the level that you really wanted to be at, and you start getting down about it, it can get to the point where it's like, well, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I can't get this done, I'm never gonna get it done.
Yeah.
You know, and you start feeling really poorly about yourself. You know, and it's like, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I really worth? You know, am I like worth it, or can I even do it?
Is it even me?
Yeah.
I get you start having self-doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you get into that space, that's why we're here.
Right.
We're here to let you know, man, that
You can do it.
You could do whatever you put your mind to, man. You could be the greatest.
Or not.
Or not.
It's on you.
Yeah,
or not. It depends on you, really.
You want to be great?
You want to be great. Greatness comes with a package, boy. That package ain't. That package
Greatness
ain't.
comes with a package.
Greatness comes with a package.
That's real.
So for them self-deprecators, always remember that you're living, and you woke. If you watching this podcast, you woke up this morning.
Right, you are doing well. You know, if you there's
if you
things
made it
that
to this point in this podcast, because you know you could watch a video up to a certain point, and after a while, because your attention span, you may go off to whole another video. But if you're still watching to this point, you know what I'm saying. You know you're trying to improve yourself, and you know you're trying to go to another level when it comes to self-improvement, and you're aware of it. You're aware of it, and that's the first step to progression, is to want to progress.
Exactly.
Acknowledging it.
Right.
So, you know, we had touched on that and the pressure procrastinator. So, is there any other one that we didn't touch? I know we had the overbooked. We did that. And
did we? No, we didn't do it.
I don't think we did that. The one who I kind of touched.
You kind of touched it. Yeah, I remember you touching it. Oh, okay. Let me quickly touch that.
But
that
funny.
could hey
Yo.
hey
Yeah.
all right now. Overbooked, Ray. Overbooked. We can all feel overbooked sometimes.
We were
Um,
just
But it's
talking
on
about
you
that.
though. It's on
yeah.
you to accept the overbooking. You know, sometimes you have to be realistic with yourself and be like, you know what? It's two sides to it. You could get to a point where you're like, you know what? I have so much on my plate, and I'm willing to let myself know and say, you know what? I can't take on this because I will not be as effective as I want to be and give this project the energy that it deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can say, yeah, I'll take it. I can do it, which you probably can. But like I said before, you may not be able to put forth the maximum energy that it deserves. So you'll
Right.
basically be throwing together something, which is basically tarnishing your brand
Mm-hmm.
because now you're putting together a watered down product
Mm-hmm.
instead of putting forth your maximum energy and maximum creativity that you could. And now it affects your work
The question is why?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you do it?
because some people feel like quantity is better than quality. That's basically what it comes down to technically. Because you feel like, oh, if I have 50 good projects, it'll be better than 10 or 25 great projects.
Which is not true, and y'all should know better. Y'all
But
should know better.
it's also up to their support team too, because some people's support team may not tell them that. They may not have a support team.
Yeah.
They may just feel like that's what needs to be done. And until they get the right people in their corner to be like, yo, don't get me wrong, like you doing a lot of dope stuff, but focus on one and make sure that one is on point and then go to the next one. Or just don't spread yourself thin, to the point where you can't put forth your maximum effort into it.
Yeah. I feel like there was a quote that they said about that, being something about being good at everything and great at nothing.
Oh yeah.
Something like
Master.
Oh yeah.
What is it? Master of none, great at one, master of none, something like that. Well, I get what
yeah.
you're saying. Basically,
Yeah.
if you invest all your energy into one particular sport, you'll be on point. You could be the master of that because you've put all your collective energy into one particular sport.
Right.
But if you try to be the best in basketball, baseball, football, soccer, water polo, swimming, then you how can you fully put forth your energy to really
Right.
be the best in all those sports? Like it's damn near impossible.
Yeah.
Those sports don't even go together.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe you might could be the best in swimming and water polo because they go together, or sprinting and maybe soccer or football because they kind of go together. But then when you got fencing and squash or hockey, that don't go.
Yeah.
So how you can't really put all your energy to be the best in it because that's just not. It's only 24 hours in a day.
But you have people who are simply like that. But you also have the people who have an underlying reason as to why they do that.
Mm.
Try to get away from what's really bothering them.
Oh, that's deep, boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's far deeper than we can go, because that can go to so many different people. Avoid so many different things. It could be something at home. It could be
And overbooking is part of that.
yes. But don't down yourself about what you haven't been able to do. Everybody fails.
Oh, you gotta fail.
Yeah.
That's gonna be another. That's
I
another
love
one.
failure, man.
That's another one.
Mm.
You need in order to grow, you have to fail. You have to. Like prime example. What if Michael Jordan would have made the high school basketball team? Do you think he would be who he is today? Because he wouldn't have went back home crying and wanted to work harder to be on that team next year.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been complacent. He would have been complacent. He would have been good. Like, oh, I made the team. I don't have to. Or he probably would have put up a couple shots, but not worked nowhere near as hard.
Right.
He probably felt that feeling and said, I never want to feel this feeling again. And worked until that day. He made it. Since then.
Good.
So.
Exactly. So that's about, man. And if there's a few things that you could take from this episode that we just had, man. The impossible is possible. Procrastination is dead if you want it to be. If you aspire for it to be,
At least try.
you can kill it.
Baby steps. We got it. We
You
believe in
can kill it. It's up to you. Honestly, it's up to you, and nobody else can do it for you. You have a nerve system. You control your arms and your legs. There's just certain things that you could do for yourself that nobody else can. So, as far as it being up to you, man, at the end of the day, you just gotta first accept the challenge and declare war on whatever is keeping you from procrastinating. That's why I don't just wake up and decide, you know what, I'm gonna try to be better at this or better at that. If I know I have something that I need to get myself out of, I declare war on it, because I don't play about my time. I don't play about my life. I declare war, and I slay the beast every time. As long as I can identify you, as long as I can identify you, I'll slay the beast every time. Because that's just what I do.
Right.
And that's why, I feel like I've been growing the way that I am, and I'm still growing. Got a lot more growing and learning to do. But I have been growing because I have that gritty mentality to know that when I identify something is wrong, I need to slay the beast.
Yeah, either you gonna do something about it or you don't.
Mm-hmm. So you do that. You stay encouraged. Stay in touch with this podcast and like, comment, share, subscribe. Do the whole 9. Talk about it. Be about it. You know what I'm saying? Be about renovated thinking. And we will always be here.
Remember, even if you don't believe in you, we believe in you.
We believe in you. Yeah. So that's it for this podcast. We're going to close this out.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. If you're some real fans, you feel me? I want to see post a picture of something. # positive progression. # positive progression. Whatever it is, say if you usually procrastinate in the morning before work or something, put a picture up, # positive progression, and add us in it, renovated thinking, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, some results, just to see it actually go into fruition. Because we could talk about it all we want to. The question is putting one foot in front of the other and actually getting it done and
putting
progressing.
it into action.
All right? Remember now, we love y'all, all right?
All right. We out. We'll see y'all next week. Monday Motivation.